Hi, it's Joy and today we're watching Ted Lasso Season 2, Episode 8, Man City, which I guess means it's time for the FA Cup semi-final against Man City, and miracles can happen. Miracles do happen in the FA Cup, but I have to say, if I was watching this in real life, I would be like, well, you know, it's a good thing that Richmond got this far. We will see. Thank you so much, Kevin, for sponsoring this show, and let's go.
Ted Lasso is driving me fucking crazy.
Right. He refuses to open up, and when he gets anywhere close to being vulnerable, he fires off a zinger.
Surely even in therapy you should say a client.
He uses humour to deflect. You use your intelligence.
Yeah.
Please, I do not harness my savage nature to alienate people and isolate myself.
You do. You just did it.
Okay, I hear that.
She's got... What the fuck? What the fuck? This is Ted Lasso! We don't get hit by cars on bikes. And especially not when there's the same final coming up. And just... It looked bad, but it's fine. Are they having a conversation through telepathy?
Being a spokesperson for this.
I'm going to be a spokesperson.
Of course you are.
Where's Ted? Hey, who's running training? Me. You? Ted us. I don't give a shit.
Yes, because Roy's lived it more than you. Oh, he's got it in quotation marks. Oh my god, that reminds me. I probably shouldn't continually overshare, but hey, it's fine. When my dad left, I changed his ringtone on my phone to be the alarm sound. They're like warning, warning, warning. And I totally forgot. My phone is always on Do Not Disturb. And one time when I was trying to patch things up with him, or when I was first patching things up with him, he was over and he texted me something. I think it was like sending me a picture or it was something like that. And my phone was on loud. And the alarm went off. And he just looked at me. And I just looked at him. And then I was like, thanks. Oh, difference between them and their fathers.
That's incredible.
And you were the butterfly whose wings made this happen. I'm so proud of you, my
Oh,
son.
sweet boy.
Absolutely true.
That's the relationship we all should have with both parents.
Okay, bye-bye. Hey, we did.
Oh, it would be Colin.
Anything?
Say fucking yes!
Oh, bless.
Guys, 3 dots. 3 dots.
Bless. Oh.
Fuck me.
She can walk again. Woo! It's a miracle.
Ted.
Head trauma patients, they cannot leave unattended.
Ooh, and there ain't no policy like a hospital policy. Policy don't stop. Let me help you out with that, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Maybe they'll get some real headway done here. Oh.
My sister's at the hospital. She works in the emergency room. She can't really pop out because there's always someone.
Was that his sister? That would be funny.
Stuck in their eye or.
Classmates and a pathetic shit fucker.
Are they?
Oh, yes. But that's not the point.
No.
Do
She's...
you have any idea where she might be getting this from?
Yes. Hmm. It is a very sweet relationship, but he does need to stop swearing in front of children.
I can't come to the phone right now, but if you want to talk my ear off about some bullshit because you're too afraid to properly immerse, leave a message.
What is happening? This is a weird club.
What is the big deal with? So do we all just stand here?
Shut the fuck up, Jan Mass.
No. Jamie. Oh Lord. Get this man an office.
They should really write songs about it.
I think they do.
Yeah, I know. It's just
So it's Jamie Tart.
it's complicated.
No, it's not complicated. He's just a dick. Every situation does.
Jamie
exactly
should go
what
to the
dicks would do.
therapist.
Not much you can do with that, do you know?
Right.
I think like what he just said to Jamie, the thing of like, it's something again. I'm like very deep here. I mean, my situation with my father is very different to Jamie's situation with his dad, but in general, there is only so much you don't owe a family member anything. Like, obviously to an extent you can do, but like in general, just black and white, that person is the person that, you know, can help conceive you. You don't then owe them a thing. When you begin to kind of owe, and even though I don't really like that word when it comes to family, it's the time, it's the love, it's them being there for you. It is actions as well as words. From what I have gathered, Jamie's father has not once been there for him. He's only there for him when it's going to benefit the father. And even then, he's only there physically. Everything he does is a disadvantage to Jamie. Jamie would be within his rights to say, fuck off, Dad, you're not getting tickets. You know, I hate this idea of it's the only one you've got. It's something that I have struggled with a lot because my relationship with my dad is a whole ass mess right now. Has been for 10 years. It's fine. I went through a whole phase where I was like, he's the only dad I've got. Like, he is my dad. So, like, yeah, I should try and... I can't forgive him for things, but I can move past them and accept that he's my dad. But at the end of the day, I deserve a dad. I don't deserve someone that is a narcissist who only cares about himself. So you have to figure out at what point Jamie deserves a dad. He doesn't have one of those, so he doesn't need this piece of shit in his life. You know? Just because someone is your father or your mother doesn't mean you forgive them everything they've ever done. They are humans, and if they are shitty humans who hurt you, you should be able to cut them out of your life. And I hope for Jamie's sake, the fact that we're getting like an episode where we seem to be at least vaguely talking about it, we might begin to see him start to heal from it, because he deserves to. They got ice cream.
I'm a footballer. No one cares if we swear. It's part of the job. It's encouraged.
Plus he's a grown-up.
But you can't be a doctor or a teacher or a
Veterinarian for wild animals.
veterinarian for wild animals. I still don't get how that works. What, you treat them in the woods and no one pays you? Do you know what? It doesn't matter. The point is, I've been infecting you with the worst parts of me.
Oh my love, just the swearing is bad.
And referees. I can do that without swearing.
You can and you should.
Because you are better than me.
That's what you want from your kids. Oh, that is a really sweet thing.
One game of Princess and Dragon.
Can I be the dragon this time?
No.
Fine, but you better fix the wand.
Who's going to be in the house to look after her? I think it is true that we worry that, you know, you're maybe not always at your best with kids, but Roy loves that little girl. He drops everything to be there for her, and he loves her, and she can feel the fierceness of his love for her, and that is what children need from you. They need to know that they matter. They need to know that you care about them. And it's making me emotional to think that Roy ever considers that he is not a bright point in that child's life, because he is.
Be a little bit easier when this thing.
More of a father than Jamie's has ever
Thank you for
been.
walking me home.
Lay off riding around for a little bit.
I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
Well, I hope you get back on that horse. And by horse, I mean bike. Although how cool would it be if you started riding a horse to work?
Would be very
Much
cool.
less calling you a doctor.
You don't need to drink the whole glass.
And my job is teaching people how to overcome exactly what happened to me. I'm fine, thank you.
It's not always as easy as that when it happens. Sometimes it's nice to have someone just be in the living room while you rest in the kitchen or whatever. And oh, they're going to find out who they are. They deserve to.
Oh, shit.
What?
We can't. I'm your boss. No.
Mhm.
You're way too young. I mean, you're what, like 24?
I'm 21.
Yes,
Oh my god, I'm a paedophile. Okay, but now we do. And this
Yeah.
is not happening.
I agree.
This can't happen.
It can't.
This never happened. Okay? Oh, God.
Wait.
It can't happen.
We can
You could be friends. They can be friends. They have a real connection. They really get on. They vibe with each other in so many ways. But I think largely it is her position, the fact that she is his boss, that means this cannot happen. And also he is 21. He is a baby. I mean, okay, yeah, like I'm 7 years older than him, but I'm like, I could mother that child. He's so little. Like, just someone, I wouldn't want to date someone who was 21. And yeah, like, I know at 21 you're not a literal child, but at 21 you feel so grown up, but you're just not. I remember it well. Worst thing is how many relationships there are with men her age and women his age, and we don't see anything wrong with it. But I would like to make my point that all of my criticisms of the age gap here apply to those relationships too.
And hungry. That can happen.
They can be friends. The age gap is weird. The worst thing is society would view them as weird and it wouldn't be the age gap the other way around. I view both as weird. Don't think you should be drinking with a concussion.
Hey, Doc. So tonight I'm just gonna keep checking in on you every 20 minutes. So, you know, standard concussion protocol. But I'm gonna change my voice every.
Just wanted to tell you how I was feeling,
Well, I appreciate it. Means a lot.
and I'm glad I did it. Good luck this weekend.
Yep. See, she just told him how she was feeling, Ted.
Can we not do this again sometime?
No.
I'm going in alone.
It's wrong on multiple levels. Weird on multiple levels. But yeah, playing at Wembley is something only really you get for big cup matches like this one, or for international duty. So this really could be the only time they get to play here. Big deal. I'm proud of them, whatever happens. I don't see them winning this. I really don't. I just hope they don't get flattened.
Gentlemen, I mean, I remember being a little kid sitting in front of the television and watching Queen perform right over there during Live Aid.
No, you didn't. That was old Wembley.
That film was even bigger.
But it doesn't matter. Point is, look, guys,
Yeah. Fingers crossed, everything crossed.
That's what you get when your son's playing in the semi-finals. Hey, nothing like
Wearing...
of course, but what can you do? Hey, yeah, get on that, kiddo.
Yep, that seems about right to me.
it was because I had a panic attack.
It's a very bold, brave thing to
I've
say.
been having them from time to time. I just want y'all to know the truth.
I respect that so much.
We good? Good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're so good.
All right,
I'm
let's
so
go.
proud of you.
I pretend to get ideas in the moment, but they're just good ideas I've had for months. They're just
We know.
spontaneous.
We know.
It's a good move.
Drink tea from the wrong pot.
Or bail match.
It won't happen again.
I love that Roy was like, obviously that
Thanks,
much.
guys.
And he's a greyhound again.
Sweetheart, don't look at your dad.
City End. It's ready to blow.
Just do your best, my loves.
And it starts now.
I feel actually anxious. Yeah, that was how I thought this was going to go.
This free kick looks dangerous.
Yeah.
No, it's never too late to part with us.
Hold on, you guys, one at a time, please. Please stop. Okay.
It's way too late to part the bus, Nate.
Turn it around in the second half.
No.
Oh no, it's an own goal.
Oh, sweet boy.
It's a penalty.
Yeah. They introduced new rules recently. I think since they've been slightly relaxed, where it was basically like if it hits your arm, it counts, and I just never understood that. Fuck off and die. I mean, don't die. That would cause a lot of stress for Jamie. At least I'm not disappointed by the scoreline because it was inevitable. This is the point where you just pray Richmond could get one back to salvage a little pride. But they're currently a championship side. So normally when a team goes down from the Premier League to the Championship, they hemorrhage like a lot of their talent. because those players want to be in the Premier League, they don't want to be in the Championship. So it is interesting. I think it's a testament to Ted's amazing coaching that they've stayed, but even then they were a relegated Premier League club, so they're bound to lose this.
In the final, and you can be sure Richmond's
Oh,
disappointment
kids.
hangs heaviest on.
These babes. You did your best.
Daisy's your father?
Oh, tell him to leave, Jamie.
Oh, gentlemen, gentlemen.
Oh, this man should not be allowed in here.
Hey, oh, and there he is, my son. My own flesh and blood.
Jamie.
Oh, woo! You've absolutely balled it.
This man.
I'm only kidding.
Jamie. You deserve so much better.
On the pitch, take a few snaps and all that, yeah?
Rather him not.
Yeah, they just want to look around. It'll only take a second.
I'd rather him not.
Jamie.
You know, can all go.
This is so awful for him as well, because they're all seeing this as well, which gives them a greater understanding of them.
Okay.
Jamie.
You know that? Look where you are now.
Someone get this man out of here. Jamie, this man is cut out of your life right now. He started this. We arrest him for assault. He pushed Jamie first. Oh, Jamie.
Okay, you can have that one for free. And you got a dog for time. Hey, let's have it, Jamie.
Oh, Jamie, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, sweetheart, because he'd hate that they all witnessed that. And Jamie, dog. He needed that so much. This is meant to be my light-hearted show. There's so much pain in his life. It's just me in the world. This is why Roy's my favourite character. It's just so beautiful and so agonising in so many ways.
My father killed himself
Oh,
when I was
Ted.
16. That happened to me and to my mom.
Sweetheart.
And look, I don't know if that's where some of my issues come from. But
No, definitely is.
right, don't that make sense?
It does make sense. That was really brave, Ted.
Oh well.
It's okay. Good night, Ted.
I think that one statement, that fact about his past really tells you so much about him, because, you know, he said that happened to me and my mum, which suggests that, like, obviously his mum was devastated by it. Maybe we'll learn more details, but you almost feel like he had to be the one with the joke and the smile to keep her from losing herself into depression, to make sure she wasn't also worrying about him, which is something I can relate to. Not with obviously my father committing suicide or running away with an 18 years younger than him bitch, but I just, that really does explain a lot about Ted when you think about it, that he didn't want to be a burden on his mum. He wanted to always have a smile and a joke. And this episode, seriously, out of nowhere, I feel like sobbing. We're all human.
You good? Huh? Oh yeah. No, I just had a quick
Okay, if you're not good.
Whew. Bright and early.
They should be able to
Hey,
talk
Coach,
about
you heard
everything
about
they're
Brian?
going through. Oh, this episode really tapped into some feelings. Wembley is inevitably a place of crushed dreams as well as made dreams. I'm just so glad Roy gave Jamie that hug. And I was so proud of Ted, and it just...
Yeah, but we tried. You know, we gave it everything we had, and for me, that is okay. Because what's worse is not to try at all.
So
To try
sweet
is scary.
too.
You know, because you can end up losing a lot.
He's a child to you, I'm sorry. Men your age, again, I don't actually know how old she is, but, you know, To be honest, when I was 25, I didn't want to date a 21-year-old because they are too close to being a teenager. Roy was my favourite character. He was the one person that just knew. They should be friends. I think age gaps, friendships can happen regardless. Interesting. I don't support them being romantic. I'm sorry.
Why did you send me your address?
Next time.
Sam! He's a smooth operator. Oh, I don't like this. Okay. I did not expect to cry my eyes out watching Ted Lasso today. Okay, so to start with, I've made my feelings clear. I don't like age gap romances between anybody. I imagine Rebecca to be in her 40s at the youngest. I cannot judge age. I cannot judge, like, every single person. If I'm judging their age, I'm like 20 years out. Sam is 21. That is wrong. She's his boss. She owns the club he works for. Now, we all know there is nothing actually improper about how they got together. It was through a dating app that clearly is so anonymous you don't even put in an age profile. That to me would be a flaw. I wouldn't want to be like talking to someone and then find out they're 45. But yes, anyway. When they found out, they had a lovely dinner together and they really connect, but I think they should be friends. I think having friends with a big age gap is far more acceptable than otherwise. And she's his boss. But they obviously have a connection, which that I can support. And, you know, if this show was about a man, involved a man who owned a women's football club, I would also be against it. It is not because she's a woman that I don't like them together. It is because there is a huge age gap between them, which I don't like. I think there's something very wrong there. Their life experiences are vastly different. You know, just no, I couldn't. I, at 28, couldn't date a 21-year-old. You know, I could be friends with a 21-year-old because obviously, like, that's different. There's no, yeah. So I don't like that plot. Then we have, what even happened in the first half of this episode? It's been so long, I don't remember. Of course, the bike incident. I'm really glad that Ted, in general, I'm glad that they're getting more of a friendship. I think Ted does need to get to know, I feel like Ted is someone, especially now, with his first real-time trying therapy, because obviously their marriage counsellor sucked. I feel like he needs to feel like there is some kind of actual bond and repertoire there for him to be able to offload, and he's getting there with her. I love that he just dropped everything. He could have sent someone else to go and be with her. He could have sent an aide or one of the lesser managers or someone. But no, he went himself to make sure she was okay, to get her home, to check in on her, which is really sweet. And then, okay, so before I talk about the two big emotional parts of this episode, playing at Wembley is an epic experience. You know, I feel like as the lesser team in any scenario, whether it's a championship team playing a Premier League side in an FA Cup final, whether it's in a World Cup match, you're like a low-ranked club playing a top-ranked club, country even. You just need to embrace the experience. Know that miracles can happen. Go in there pumped up, like, yes, we are going to be one of those miracles. But also just know that the experience of playing at Wembley is something you may never get to do again in this instance. And it hurts. I can't even imagine how much it must hurt to lose 5-0, especially knowing you truly did give it your all. But it's also somewhat inevitable. It doesn't happen as often as it used to these days, but it is somewhat inevitable that when big team plays little team, big team is gonna win. So that was sad, but it also was kind of inevitable. I think Sam's outlook on it was, you know, I am sorry that we let the fans down, but I am proud of us because we tried our best. And that is how I feel talking about them. Then, okay, let's talk about Ted first. I wonder if we're going to get more details on Ted and his life, but I think that statement of my father killed himself when I was 16, that was something that happened to me and to my mum, really, to me, says a lot. It says that both Ted and his mum were utterly devastated by this. Of course they were, which suggests that his parents were together. And the fact that talking to a therapist, he said it devastated me and my mum. You know, he said this as a grown man who has not lived with his mum in a very long time. That really, like I said in the episode, I mean, again, I'm not comparing the two. When I was 16, almost 17, my father announced that he was leaving our family to be with someone who was 18 years younger than him. 28-year-old, coincidentally. And I saw how that devastated both myself and my mum. And I also know that there are various things, you know, like a long time has passed, healing has happened, a lot of stuff has happened there. But there was definitely a period of time where I felt like there were times where I needed to be the support system, I needed to be the one with a smile, and that was okay because my mum needed someone to lean on, needed someone to be there for her, and B, because there were times where, because my mum loved me, if I said to her, I feel really upset right now, that would make her upset, which would make me, it was a cycle. You know, love therapy, like I love my mum, like that was in the darkest times, she's done so much healing and she's always been there for me. But there were just a few instances where I could really relate to Ted in that moment, that I do feel like for Ted, he, almost part of his persona that he's put on is because he was looking after his mum after what happened. Also, I think maybe he was scared of potentially, could his dad have been seeing a therapist? That could have been part of what, I don't know. But I think Ted has very much had to be, from quite a young age, had to always be the one that was okay, everything was fine, he wasn't having any problems, he was smiling, everything was great, he could make a joke, he could make a situation lighter when it was darker. I think it also tells you why Ted is such a good inspirational person, why he is such a good dad, why he's so good with these kids essentially that he's coaching, because he knows that there are more important things in life than success. He knows that a happy mental health, like that's why he's so good at being there for them body and soul, making sure they are healthy and safe. It's almost a little surprising to me that he was so resistant to the idea of a therapist when therapy can be so helpful with that. I think for the show to have something to, in general, for the show to have such a big key part of men being open about their mental health, whether it's Ted doing this, whether it's the players going to see the therapist, even Colin with his mantra, is important, because there is a real issue in the world of men not being open and honest about this for whatever reason, and we do need to talk about it more. Men need to know it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to reach out and seek help from friends, from a therapist, because far too many men end up taking their own lives. I wonder if a part of Ted has always feared that he would end up doing that one day and leaving his kid in the way he was left. But it just gives you such an insight into how Ted Lasso came to be the inspirational, wonderful man he has been. But you can also see how all those years of being there for everybody else, making sure no one thought he wasn't okay and making sure he was always the one to offer comfort and a smile, has led to him bottling that all. It's breaking down. He can't take it anymore. He needs someone to be there for him. He needs someone to address it. And I think that is a really important moment that a lot of people are going to relate to in a lot of different ways. That it's so important for his character that the feelings of having lost, which sucked, then seeing someone else trying to deal with this awful relationship with their father that's defined his life and altered who he is as a person, seeing Roy step up and be there for him in that moment, that Ted was like, I need to be brave. You know, the doctor was brave, telling me she was scared, I can do this. I'm really proud of him. And I hope this is a sign that his emotional, mental health is going to continue to heal and grow going forwards. I love that he told his little inner circle that he'd had a panic attack and that they were all able to confess the various things. And even Coach Beard saying, you know, I need to walk this off. I need to go. I need to just take a beat, be on my own, deal with this. Now, I hope he's going to do that healthily, but it is also healthy that he's able to say that's what he's not saying, oh, I'm going to go hit up a club, or, you know, I don't know, trying to be like, oh, I'm going to go have a really fun time because I'm great. I like that he was able to articulate that. And then we come to Jamie Tart. Now, yes, just breaks my heart. Anyone who has that kind of relationship with a parent breaks my heart. You know, I have my own daddy issues, but they're not in the same way as what Jamie has been through. It's a very different situation. You know, it's one of those things where I think I love television and I draw parallels to myself in people's lives. I can see elements of things I've gone through in them, and I think that's something that is beautiful about television, about stories in general. For Jamie though, it just devastates me to think that his dad literally, from what I remember, he walked out, he wasn't there. So clearly Jamie has always felt that absence in his life. He's looked at other boys who had these supportive fathers who'd come to every football match and genuinely supported them, and then he wanted that. And so every time his father turned up again to try and, you know, glow on Jamie's success or take accountability for his success or try and, you know, to get a piece of it, a part of Jamie would have thought for so many years, although this time I've done it, he's really proud of me. and then every single time he's been let down desperately, to this point where his dad wanted the tickets, and then he came wearing Man City colours to his son's match against Richmond. Now, yeah, I'm sure if you are a lifelong supporter of a side and then your kid is playing on the other side, you might have vaguely mixed feelings, but you wouldn't have mixed feelings in that kind of way, and you would support your kid if you were a good parent. So it absolutely breaks my heart that everything Jamie went through, and then that his dad thought it was okay to come into the dressing room to speak to Jamie like that in front of his colleagues, to speak to them like that, to speak to any human being that way, let alone your son. It is despicable. And then the fact that he shoved him first, just no parent should treat their kid like that. Jamie punching him was, I'm very against punching. That has been coming for a long time. I think Jamie was reaching a point of wanting to just say, no, fuck you, to his dad. And that is a scary point to reach. That is a hard point to reach, because there is still that part of Jamie that is still that little boy who wants his dad to love him and wants his dad to be proud of him. And this is what he gets. So it breaks my heart, because it is embarrassing having a parent treat you like that in front of people. I think, in a way, it would be despite everything, it's not a good thing Liz did that, but it could be a good thing in that his teammates seeing that and realising some of Jamie's bluster and some of the things that used to irritate them so much, and maybe still do irritate them a bit, seeing why he is that way. You know, Jamie is not just an arrogant little prick because he wants to be, because it's fun, that there are deep-seated issues, and I hope he starts seeing a therapist. I think it is one of those situations when that is happening, you don't know what to do. You don't want to get involved. You don't want to get between the two of them. You don't want to, like, tell him to leave, because Jamie should be able to do that. But then what if he's not able to do that? I respect Beard for stepping in and being like, nope, because it looked like his dad was going to go for Jamie then, and getting him out. And then I just really respect Roy, because he hates Jamie in so many ways. I mean, they don't. They have a kind of begrudging friendship that they're building, but they are not close by any means. And yeah, he knew in that moment that Jamie needed someone to give him a hug. He needed someone, especially someone that he's looked up to as like an older brother mentor type figure. Someone to just say, you're okay, you're good enough. And I just really hope going forwards, Jamie A cuts his dad out of his life, because you don't need that dead weight. B, that Roy, that Ted, that even Higgins, that just people in his life, especially people he maybe looks up to, start making sure he knows he is enough. I mean, sure, they can also tell him when he's being a little prick, because he's Jamie Tart, but that he keeps getting that reassurance that he's good and he is enough, and that they are proud of him, and that he doesn't deserve being treated that way, that he deserves a dad that is just as proud of him as Sam's dad is. And that really got me. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting him to be humiliated in that way by his dad in front of everybody. I wasn't expecting, I mean, I hoped someone would hug him. I thought maybe Ted, but obviously Ted was sort of dealing with his own issues. Who knows what his relationship with his father actually was before his father died, but for Roy to step up and do that, it told me why Roy's my favourite character. And my heart is just in so many broken pieces for Jamie right now. This is my show that leaves me happy. Now I feel like I've had an emotional breakdown, a crisis, I've rethought my entire life, yeah, this was a fantastic episode. I'm so proud of Roy. Obviously I don't like hitting people, even someone that shoves you, but you get the feeling that his father has probably been somewhat violent with him before. Regardless of whether or not he has in the past, he shoved him this time. Jamie turned his back on him and he shoved him. Literally, Jamie said, no, I'm not doing that, and he shoved him. After everything he's been through, wanting to punch someone is a human response. And then the Jamie realising, oh my god, I just punched my dad. There are so many feelings and emotions there. My number one thought here is, please let Jamie book an appointment with the therapist when she's back at work, because he deserves it. He needs it. But also, I just hope he's going to start building really positive relationships with his role models and with the people he looks up to, because he deserves it. I'm just going to go on a track here about how much Jamie deserves the world, despite being a little prick sometimes. This is fantastic. Oh, and also, Roy needs to stop swearing in front of his niece. This is a fantastic episode. I think it was a big episode talking about father figures in a lot of ways, how different people in your life can be father figures. And being a father figure doesn't have to mean you're way older and you are a father. I think there can be an element of a relationship that has that big brotherly bond that can still kind of be father figure-esque. But yeah, this was This was an amazing episode of television, other than the weird age gap romance. I am so excited to keep watching. Thank you so much, Kevin, for devastating me with this episode. It was brilliant. I'm sorry for all my oversharing, but yes, thank you so much for watching.